So let us today solve with the problem related to hexahedron. The question is like this. Hexahedron of 30 mm sides is resting on one of its corner on HP such that one of its solid diagonal is perpendicular to VP. Draw the projections of the solid. Hexahedron is nothing but the other keyword related to cube. So when you have a cube, we have totally 6 faces. One is top square face, base square face, intermediate we're going to have 4 more square faces. So let us right now place the cube with respect to the corner condition, cube or hexahedron corner condition. Let us proceed for that. Okay, so like this. So we are going to place a square with respect to the corner condition. So for that the construction is same as it is. Okay, I have the diagonal parallel to XO line. So from here, take only ones, the angle of 45 degrees. Measure the sides given, which is 30 mm. From the compass with this extreme end itself as center, cut this to fix one of the sides with the same measurement. This is center cut here, so that when you join this, you get the second side of the cube with the same measurement. This is center, drop an arc, and this is center, cut this, so that now when you join, you get the formation of square with respect to the corner condition. So I'll just repeat this again. So that so this is a construction. When once you have a square with the corner condition, so we are going to have 2 square face. One is the top square face, other is the base square face. To distinguish between that, we are going to consider as A1, B B1, C C1, as well as D D1. The connectivity of 2 diagonals gives you the center. So from A, I'm going to join to the opposite corner, which is C. Similarly, from B to D, the intersection of this gives you O, O1. O1 is related to the base face, O is related to the top face. So that itself is the construction of the top view. Now let us proceed for the front view. So take the projections from O, O1. So this is right now, when the observer sees from the front, initially it is B1 dash, O1 dash, later on it is D1 dash. Similarly here, we're going to have the projection. This is A1 dash. Here we're going to have it as C1 dash. So based on this, right now, let us have the front view. So this is the base face. After having the base face, have a vertical edge. Vertical edge right now is of the same measurement as the base side. Why? Because it is a hexahedron or cube. For a cube, whatever the length, breadth, the thickness also, it's the same as it is. So the height, or else the vertical edge measures 30 mm. So based on this, have completely the top face. And also now when the observer sees from the front here, we're going to have 2 square faces. One square face of this, the other square face. These 2 square faces are visible. The other 2 square faces are at the back of this hexagon, or the back of this cube, what you're going to have. So that completes the front view. So to be as B dash, O dash, as well as D dash, this is C dash. That completes the front view. Now proceed for the tilting. To proceed for the tilting right now, given itself in the question is that one of the solid diagonal should be perpendicular to VP. In order to make this solid diagonal to be perpendicular to VP, we are going to have like this. Suppose, if I treat right now a diagonal which is passing from A to C. This is the diagonal which passes from A to C1. Why we have to pass from A to C? Why not from A to C itself? A to C resembles to be as face diagonal. When I say solid diagonal, it should enter from the top face corner to the opposite base face corner. When you connect this, it enters inside the solid, which we call as solid diagonal. So one diagonal is got by connecting from A to C1. When I have the solid diagonal, this solid diagonal, it will be tilted like this. Now for the next position, I'm going to make the solid diagonal to become parallel like this. When it becomes parallel to this, it becomes parallel to both VP and HP. Then later on, I can tilt this complete solid diagonal like this, so that it becomes perpendicular to the vertical plane. This is the third condition. But to go to the third condition, we have to come back to the second condition like this. And for second condition, to make the solid diagonal parallel, we have to make this solid diagonal which is making certain angle to become parallel itself. So we'll be proceeding like this. So I'm going to connect first. Initially I'm going to form the solid diagonal by connecting from C1 to A. This is the solid diagonal which enters from the top face corner A to the base face, opposite base face, which is C1. So this is the solid diagonal. This solid diagonal initially I have to make that to become parallel. So for that, okay, what I do is from this corner A1, I am going to drop a exact perpendicular. I am going to drop a perpendicular. Let me consider this as M dash. Now consider a point here which itself is A1 dash, the corner A1 dash. From corner A1 dash, erect a vertical, measure A1 dash to M dash with A1 dash itself as center, cut this to fix M dash. When once you have this, okay, at M1, drop a line parallel to XY line, measure M dash to A dash with M dash itself as center, cut this to fix A dash. When once you have been done that, now measure M dash to C1 with M dash itself as center, cut towards the left hand side to fix C1 dash. Join C1 dash to A dash, A to A1. Similarly, measure C1 dash to C dash with C1 dash itself as center, drop an arc. Measure A dash to C dash with A dash itself as center, cut this to fix C dash. Join C to C1 as well as connect from C to A. The complete front view itself is tilted like this. Now transfer the intermediate point, measure A1 dash to B1 dash with A1 dash itself as center, cut here. This is B1 dash, O1 dash, D1 dash with the same distance A dash itself as center. You get B dash, O dash as well as D dash. Join B1 dash to the complete front view is tilted. Now, when once you are being tilted here, what will be the front view? What will be the top view? So for that, okay, now take the projections. From A1, erect a vertical. From B1, from C1, similarly have the horizontals. You get this as A1, B1, C1 as well as D1. This similar to this, okay, right now erect a vertical from A, have the extension of this is A. Similarly for B, for C, when once you have all the corners right now, when the observer sees from the top, this is the top face, this is the base face. When compared to these two faces, when the observer sees from the top, the complete top face is visible. Make this complete top face to get joined from A to B, B to C, B to C, C to D, D to A. You get completely this face, okay, top square face to be completely visible. When once you make this complete top square face to be visible, now concentrate for this. So if you just observe right now, this is the vertical edge. The vertical edge which is completely nearmost to the observer when he sees from the top. This vertical edge is specified to be as C1. So join C to C1. When once, okay, you have been done, okay, the vertical edge C1 to be visible, connecting to this vertical edge on either sides you're going to have two square faces. So for that, come back to this top view. Identify where is the vertical edge C1. The vertical edge C1 is placed here. On either sides of this you're going to have two square faces. One square face is given by C1, B1. Already we have C1. Join from C1 to B1, B1 to B, you get the formation of one of the square face. Similarly, on to the other side, okay, we have the other square face which is given by C1, D1. We have already C1. When you join from C1 to D1 as well as D1 to D, you get the formation of other square face. So, two square face, okay, as well as one top square face completely. Three square faces are visible to the observer when he sees from the top. Opposite to C1, identify what is this. Again, this is A1, which is a vertical edge which is completely invisible. Make this vertical edge A1 to be invisible. when you have the vertical edge A1 to be invisible, for this vertical edge A1 which is invisible, on either sides you're going to have two square face. So for that, come back to this top view, identify where is A1. A1 is here. On either sides of this you're going to have two square face. One square face is given by A1, B1. A to A1 already it is invisible. When you join from A1 to B1, A1 to B1 as invisible, B1 to B to A I cannot mark. This is a complete square face which is invisible. Similarly, okay, right now, okay, for this A1, onto the other side we have A1, D1 to be invisible. So when you join from D1 to A1, you get the invisible square face A1, D1 to be as invisible. So that completes exactly. Right now we should concentrate for the axis, only a part of this axis which is from O to O1. A part of this from O to C, okay, you are going to connect as chain type. That completes, okay, so the axis also O to O1, because from C to O1 we cannot connect this because the priority is for continuous. That completes the top view. Now let us go for next tilting. Since we know very well, okay, for the next tilting position we require the solid diagonal, which is a solid diagonal A and C1. Where is AC1 over here? A is here, C1 is here. This AC1 should be perpendicular to the XY line. So that when you make this to be perpendicular, it becomes perpendicular to the vertical plane. So what we do is consider a point here which itself is A. From A, erect a vertical, completely measure A to C1. Completely measure A to C1. With A itself as center, cut this to fix C1. So we have been made the solid diagonal AC1 to be perpendicular as per in the question. So for this AC1, transfer all the intermediate points, okay, what we have. Measure A to A1, with A itself as center, cut this to fix A1. Similarly, measure A to O, with A itself as center, fix this, okay, to become as O. Measure A to C, with A itself as center, cut this to fix C. So we have been fixed, okay. So A1, C, C1. Measure A to O1, with A itself as center, you get O1. After having this corners on this vertical, that is solid diagonal, the left out is D, D1, B, B1. Based on this, okay, now trace the remaining corners. That is, measure A to D from the compass. It's the same distance of A to B. With A itself as center, drop an arc on both the sides. Now measure C to D. It's the same distance of C to B. With C itself as center, cut this on both the sides. You get this as B, this to be as D. Just similar to this, okay, right now identify A1 to D1. It is the same distance of A1 to B1. With A1 itself as center, drop an arc on both the sides. Measure C1 to D1. It's the same distance of C1 to B1. With C1 itself as center, cut this arcs on both the sides. This is B1, this is D1. You get all the corners. When once, okay, you get all the corners, transfer the same line conventions to this, so that the complete top view is tilted, so that the solid diagonal is perpendicular to the vertical plane. Once, okay, you have been having the various corners of this, okay, so transfer the same line convention, you get exactly for the tilted position like this, wherein the solid diagonal AC1 is placed perpendicular to the vertical plane. So for this tilted position right now, when the observer sees from the front, what will be the final front view? So for that, we are going to take the projections from A1, okay, take the projections from A1. Have the vertical, horizontal, you get A1 dash. From B1, have a vertical and horizontal. The intersection gives you B1 dash. Similarly, from C1, okay, have the vertical and horizontal. It is the same point, okay, so which is C1 dash. Similarly, from D1, have a vertical and horizontal. You get D1 dash. A1, B1, C1, D1 is the base face. A, B, C, D is the top face. Among these two faces, when the observer sees from the front, the complete base face is nearmost to the observer. Make this base face to get connected by means of continuous line by joining from A1 to B1, B1 to C1, C1 to D1, D1 to A1. This is the complete base phase which is nearmost to the observed indices from the front. Now, after having the base phase, concentrate for the vertical edges. The vertical edges are A1, B1, C1, D1. Identify where are those vertical edges over here. A1 is here, B1, C1, D1. Among these four vertical edges, when the observer sees from the front, which is the first vertical edge which is nearmost, it is C1. We have C1 here. Let us trace C so that you can connect the vertical edge C1 initially. So when you take the projection of this is C dash. So this is the first vertical edge. This is the first vertical edge which is nearmost to the observed indices from the front. After having this vertical edge, connecting to this vertical edge on either side, you're going to have two square faces. So for that, come back to the top view. Identify, okay, where is CC1? This is CC1. For this CC1, on either sides, you're going to have two square face. One square face is given by CC1, B1. Already we have C1 to B1. Now when you take a projections from B, okay, you get this as B dash. So when you join from C to C1, B to B1, B to C, you get the formation of one of the square face towards your right hand side of CC1. So by doing this, okay, by connecting CC1, B1, you get one of the square face related to CC1. Similarly, right now, next to CC1, we have CC1 and D1 to be visible. So C to C1, C1 to D1 already we have. Trace D. When you take the projection of this itself is D dash. When I join from D1 to D, when I join from D1 to D and D to C, I get the formation of other square face. I get the formation of other square face related to CC1 to be visible. So two square faces and one base square face are completely faces which are visible to the observed indices from the front. Just similar to when CC1 is visible, opposite to this, which is AA1. AA1 is onto the other side of the observer. It should be completely invisible. It should be completely invisible. Mark AA1 to be as invisible. When I take a projection from A, okay, when I take the vertical horizontal, here itself, okay, this point itself is of A dash. Itself is of A dash. It is not only C1 dash, it is also A dash. So join AA1 to be as invisible. So join completely AA1 as invisible. When you have AA1 to be invisible, connecting to this AA1, on either side you're going to have two square face. So for that, come back to this top view. Identify, okay, where is AA1? CC1 was visible. Opposite to this, which is AA1 is completely invisible. For AA1, on either sides, we're going to have two square face. One square face is given by AA1, B1. A to A1, it is already invisible. A1 to B1, I cannot mark. B to B1, I cannot mark. But I can join from B to A. I can join from B to A as invisible. When I mark this as invisible, I get AA1, B1 to be as completely invisible. Similarly, onto the other side of this AA1, we have AA1, D1. A to A1, it is already invisible. A1 to D1, D1 to D, I cannot mark. But when I join from D to A, when I join from D to A, I get this square face to be as invisible. So we got two square faces connecting to A1 to be as invisible. Similar to that, we said that A1, B1, C1, D1 is the base phase which is nearmost to the observer. A, B, C, D is a top phase which is invisible. A to B, I should join as invisible. B to C, C to D, I cannot mark. D to A, it is invisible. That shows that top phase is also invisible. So now the left out is the axis. Okay, so when I take the axis, this is O1 dash. Similarly, this itself is O dash. I cannot join O to O1 as chain type because we have the continuous line as well as invisible line. So you cannot join O to O1. Now you can just observe the solid diagonal is just a point here. Why? Because it is perpendicular to the vertical plane. That completes exactly the problem what we have related to the hexadron, or we call as Q. Thank you.